What's up, everybody? Back for one more. Y'all come on in. What's up, Margin? What's up, Sherry? Yeah, I'm gonna talk about it, Sherry. I just got through seeing it. We gonna discuss this. We gonna talk about this. I know it's late, so we're gonna give them another minute and we're gonna go and get started. How about that? So yeah, this a late one. I'm gonna put it on out there. Oh, I ain't going out to scare motherfuckers tonight. Nah. Oh, you gonna be late for your Halloween party? I feel you, Sherry. Well, I ain't gonna try to make this too long. I'm gonna try to hit the main points, and we gonna get out of here. All right, let us begin. Let us begin. Now, this is an interesting movie. You know, we talking about Harriet Tubman. You know, Mita. You know, Ms. Ross. You know, originally, till she changed her name. Now, this is a pure Jedi movie. I mean, goddamn, this is another one. They've been dropping a lot of Jedi movies lately, mainly because we heading up to Star Wars, so they getting a lot of these Jedi movies out there. You know, you had Black and Blue, you had fucking Gemini Man, and you had a few others that dealt with the Jedi energy. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? What's up, Anna? So you know, so once again, here we are with another Jedi movie. Let us start off here with the goddess Harriet Tubman. Let us begin. The movie starts off, and I really like how it starts off. They start off trying to get her freedom the right way. Her family freedom the so-called right way by the system. You see what I'm saying? They try to do it legally. Legally. And I'm so happy they started off with trying to do it legally, because her mama was supposed to be promised freedom, and her children was supposed to be promised freedom after she hit the age of 45. She like 50 something. She was 50 something in the movie. So they of course they reneged on the deal, right? Like most motherfucking white people with power do. You see what I'm saying? Like a lot of them do. You know, that arcanic nature living inside of them, right? So, what's going on here? So they tried to do it legally, and old buddy literally tore up the fucking letter, the document for their freedom in their face and threw it back at them for the most part. Fuck y'all mean y'all getting free. Y'all ain't getting free. Fuck y'all. So what Harriet do? She run off into the woods and she began to pray. So they said. She began to chant. And she began to fucking snap and said, I wish my fucking master was dead. My overseer was dead, right? She starts tapping into her spells. See what I'm saying? Because they said she had spells in the movie. So she used her magic. She used her magic and motherfucking, guess what? That nigga died from her magic. And the white boy was trying to shut that shit down all fucking movie. He was like, you know, I grew up with you. I'm used to your face. But when you pray, that shit make my skin crawl. It make his skin crawl because her force is strong like that. The force is strong in her and with her. You see what I'm saying? So this way it get good, y'all. This way it get good. After the master dies, the overseer dies, then the son put her up for auction. You see what I'm saying? Guess what? That's when she make her great escape. She make her great escape, and she grabbed a few things. She grabbed a knife, her lightsaber, which was blue, cause she was wearing blue. So cause the blue lightsaber is the throat chakra, and it represents the trials, tribulation, the trials, lessons, and rituals that you go through when you're dealing with this. You see what I'm saying? So in this case, it's the self truth of your throat chakra. You see what I'm saying? Your truth. What's your truth? So this is her test. She had to be about her words. She had dreamed of this shit her whole life. So she decided to run. And when she ran, that's when she went off on her Jedi journey. That's when her journey of the hero began, right? So she ran. They tried to get her. They ran after her. You see what I'm saying? What's up, Miss Mimi? So they tried to get her. Guess what? They came up on a bridge. Now we already know what is a bridge. The bridge is a crossroad, but the bridge, like unlike most crossroads, it gives you a choice. You can either go back the way you came, or you can go forward. Now in this movie, interesting enough, both decisions was blocked. So what she had to do? She jumped off of the bridge into the waters, which was her subconscious mind, and her subconscious mind carried her to safety. You see what I'm saying? So she spent the rest of the time, making her escape, and she meet this crew of people. You see what I'm saying? This crew of people that she meet she would later find out is known as the committee, or anti-slavery committee, which we know is the Underground Railroad. So now, who is the Underground Railroad? The Underground Railroad is the Jedi Order of their time, for the most part, and a conductor is a Jedi. They basically telling you what it is here. This is all Jedi energy. See what I'm saying? So she escapes to Philadelphia, and where she meet the guy I forget his first name, but his last name is Steele. So she meets Steele, and Steele have him. She tells her story, and what she says was, "Hey, when I was a kid, they was attacking my sister, and I jumped in the way. And when they hit me with a fucking, like a cast iron, and hit me in the forehead, and ever since then, I can hear God completely. I can hear a little bit, just a little bit at first, but now I can hear God completely." And she talking about her inner voice, her higher self. God is her higher self. What's up, Miss Mimi? So, God is her higher self. So she's speaking to her higher self to get shit done, for the most part, right? And I'm gonna get next. What happens is, after she get through telling her story, he introduces her to Marie Buchanan, who played by Janelle Monáe, the goddess. She introduces her to the rest of the people in the house. I ain't gonna get too deep off in it. Now, this is where it get good. She spent some time free, and she just started having a longing. She started having dreams about freeing her boyfriend. You see what I'm saying? And so she decides to go back. And it's good because she decides to go back, and everybody thought she was crazy, but they had her back, right? So Marie gives her a new lightsaber. You see what I'm saying? Which was a gun this time. And this lightsaber was green because, it dealt with the empathic heart chakra rituals now. She got to deal with empathy because she dealing with her people now. So she takes the lightsaber, and then she go off back onto her journey of the hero, because now she going home. The journey of the hero ended at home. So she go back home, meet her boyfriend, and find out he had remarried. So after that, she was like, okay. So she go see her family, and events happen where she end up freeing her family instead. Now, she brought 9 people home, which is an interesting number. 9. Completion. Judgment. That was the judgment there. So when that happened, she became a true and living Jedi Knight when she brought in 9 slaves and lost no one. She got initiated into the Underground Railroad, which was the Jedi Order at that time, because they specialized in helping free slaves get to the north, and they helped them get free papers and jobs and stuff like that, so they can get set up. You see what I'm saying? So that's the whole that's what their whole job. They was Jedi masters for the most part. So for the rest of the movie, she would be freeing slaves. You see what I'm saying? And shit pop off, when the Jedi Order rise, you always got fucking these archons, these archonic motherfuckers pop up. Now they seeing fucking slaves get free left and right. So the fucking archons go to their government, legalese, and force them to sign a law that they can govern the North now for their slaves. You see what I'm saying? I think it's called, I forget the name of the act. You see what I'm saying? I forget the name of the slave act. But yeah, it allowed them to govern. It allowed their slave catchers to govern the fucking borders to make sure that no slave gets free. And if they do get free, bring them back so they can be punished. You see what I'm saying? So it made it harder. For them. You see what I'm saying? This fucking act. They gonna always use their government, they legalese, they matrix to fucking change the rules when the game is starting to shift in our favor. So what happens next? What happens next? So what happens when they change the rules? Shit, you gotta tap into higher shit. And I love how when she was freeing her family, and how she was freeing her family, she was tapping in. You see what I'm saying? Because she started off the movie meditating. You see what I'm saying? She started off in the movie meditating, tapping into her inner self, right? So I love how when she was freeing her family, she sensed the danger because she felt that disturbance in the force. You see what I'm saying? And it was a scouter because you have a black slave catcher in the movie. He's supposed to be the baddest slave catcher in the movie, and his whole job was to go around catching slaves and bringing them back for a price. See what I'm saying? He was pretty much a traitor to his people. You're gonna have those. You got kinfolk, boule members who always goddamn gonna sell you out. You see what I'm saying? For this system. You see what I'm saying? They always gonna sell you out for this system. Always. For the comfort, that this system gives you. You see what I'm saying? And it's a fucked up thing. But that's what you're dealing with. That's why we said everybody who black ain't got your back. You see what I'm saying? So you see what I'm saying? Some of them motherfuckers are archons in disguise. You see what I'm saying? So cause not everybody down here was born through a woman. Some of them straight clones. You see what I'm saying? So, and they being possessed by archons. I've met these people. That's how I can tell you this. I've met 1 or 2 of them myself who were straight archons and didn't have souls, and all they did was fuck shit up. They was just, cause I work security, so I met these kind of people walking around. You see what I'm saying? At the bus station. So, you know, I learned discernment. How, you know, how to see inside these motherfuckers and see, do they got a spark inside of them? They ain't got no soul. You best believe they at risk of being fucking possessed by arcanic frequencies. Now, let us continue. So she was crossing as the scouter was watching them, he watched her get on her knees in a more Japanese style stance of meditation, and she began to listen to the force, and she began to have visions, and she began to see them motherfuckers was waiting on her at the bridge when she came back the second time. So she knew then that she didn't need to go that way, and old buddy was shocked, and it awoke in him. And he switched sides on their asses. You see what I'm saying? He started working for them and started working for Harriet. So she was going into the river, the lake, and she was holding her hands up, and she said some of the really shit else. She said, Heavenly Father, let the waters of life flow through me, so that I may free myself and my family. Right? What's the waters of life? The waters of life is the force. And the Heavenly Father, of course, is the creator, and by extension, your soul. You see what I'm saying? So you seeing this in the movie. She didn't beat these motherfuckers physically, legally. You see what I'm saying? She tried that at the beginning of the movie. They tried to do it legally, and they failed, because that's their system. That's their matrix. You got to stop playing the game, get off the board, and fucking throw that shit away. Because as long as you on the board, you gonna lose. You see what I'm saying? But if you fucking take that shit off, if you take yourself off the board and goddamn become an observer, a watcher, a Jedi through your spiritual work, then you gonna always win. You see what I'm saying? You gonna always win. Shit, it's always gonna be a path, always a way made for you. So because of this, because of her acts, goddamn business was booming for the fucking Underground Railroad. You see what I'm saying? They was shipping motherfuckers out that shit like goddamn how motherfuckers ship food out to the planet. You see what I'm saying? So as time went on, that's when they passed their law and changed the game. You see what I'm saying? They changed the rules. So when they changed the rules, they came up north to take their slaves back. You see what I'm saying? They came up north to take their slaves back, these archons. You see what I'm saying? And it manifested as these white boys. You see what I'm saying? They came because the only reason they kept slaves because of money, which is a cursed energy. We already know that. So what happens next? What goes down next? Shit pop off, all hell breaks loose in the north. You see what I'm saying? So one of the saddest scenes in the movie was when Harriet went to go see Marie as shit was popping off, because they had to escape fucking Philadelphia because it had been fucking infiltrated by archons, flooded in by archons. She went to go see Marie, and what they was doing, they was beating them. Fucking the slave, her archonic slave owner, and the fucking, sadly, the slave catcher, the black slave catcher, the coon, was beating the shit out of her just to try to find fucking Harriet. So she was getting ready to shoot them motherfuckers. Marie should let them shoot them motherfuckers. That's what she should have did. But she wouldn't let them. She told her no, don't interfere. And she called a black slave a traitor, and he killed her. So that's when she really snapped after that, cause that was a girl. That was a girl, and that was her teacher, and fucking the Jedi Master who gave her lightsaber. You see what I'm saying? In the form of a gun. Guns are lightsabers too. Don't get it twisted. Shit. So what happens next? They escaped to Canada. You see what I'm saying? After their headquarters was overrun in Philadelphia, they headed to Canada, for a few years. until goddamn they reconsolidated they power and their strength and goddamn met back up in New York, Auburn, New York. And that's when the movement started again. Because sometimes shit happens and the movement gets halted and the revolution starts once more. So Harriet Tubman like, nah, fuck all that. If I gotta do it by myself, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna free my people as long as they want to be free. So the movement was back on, and they gave her the support she needed, and she would go on to free as many slaves as she could. Then after that, you know, I love the scene where she was talking to her Arcanic slave master, who. Now I'm gonna start where the scene where the fucking black slaver was chasing her. He tried to shoot her, but he missed, cause she was protected, and she shot at him, and she shot his hat off. And just before he was about to kill her, the fucking her former overseer shot him in the head. You see what I'm saying? That was her spirit possessing him to do that. You see what I'm saying? Popped his ass, and he even said it. I told you unharmed. You see what I'm saying? She is not to be harmed. You see what I'm saying? Because she protected by the force. So they have a standoff with each other, and she ended up shooting his finger off. And one of the most beautiful scenes in the movie, she prophesizes the Civil War. The same Civil War that I told y'all about, hoodoo conjurers, when they found out that the dirty Moors was selling us away with the system of legalese during the Articles of Confederation. The dirty Moors sold us away until this fucking United States corporation we living in. The hoodoo conjurers of the time began the process of creating spiritual forces that would go on to trigger the Civil War. You see what I'm saying? They started 10 years before they sold us into the U.S. corporation, once they got the visions of it. So fucking Harriet Tubman is one of these is one of the beings, the Jedi of this time, that's touched by this energy. You see what I'm saying? That's touched by this energy. And if y'all want more information on the hoodoo conjurers who fought during the fucking Civil War part, y'all wonder why there ain't no fucking slave houses around? Because the motherfucking hoodoo conjurers was poisoning the motherfuckers and slaying their asses and setting the houses on fire like they showed you in Django. You see what I'm saying? So what happens? She literally becomes a spy and a general in the Civil War, where she led a paramilitary force to free as many slaves as possible. I think they said she's freed over 700 slaves. You see what I'm saying? And helped them escape to the north. And that was 2 years into the Civil War. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So it's real. It's real. So motherfuckers don't even know. We've been doing this. We've been freeing motherfuckers. Be it physically, mentally, spiritually, soulfully. But it's always spiritually first, soulfully first. You got to tap into your soul force to free yourself first. Then you can go back and free your people. And you got to listen to the force to do it. I love the scene where her and Marie Janelle Monáe are speaking, and she asks, what's it like talking to God? What's it like tapping into your spiritual force? How do you know it's happening? Which was probably one of the best questions ever. She said, sometimes it's hard, like a stinging feeling. Other times it's soft, like a dream. You see what I'm saying? But I thought that was a cool scene. And she said, I go into a trance-like state and I get these visions of what's going on. I can hear God. I can see God. I can do it all. I tap into that supernatural force, and God shows me the way. The force shows me the way. You see what I'm saying? So after seeing this movie, you realize that the force never left us. We just forgot about it. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So this leading to the Civil War then is manifesting now in this magical Cold War, which I'm gonna talk about more tomorrow. Oh yes, we're gonna go deep into that shit. and how we are the current, the Starseeds, the Order of Starseeds. It was the Underground Railroad back then. Now it's the Order of Starseeds who have risen up to fight this last great war on the planet to free our people and the planet herself from this Amentian dimension. We've finally gained enough experience, melanin corrections, everything to fight them on a whole other level. All the technologies, physical technologies we need, we don't even need that shit now. It's all inside of us. There's a force inside of us like no other now, waiting to be awakened so we can fuck this shit up, like Harriet Tubman did. She freed, I think, probably 1,000 slaves, or a little bit over 1,000 slaves in her lifetime. You see what I'm saying? And she even told you I would have freed more if they knew they were slaves. Her own sister continued to be a slave. And what happened? She paid for it. She paid. Her own sister was a slave, and she didn't want to be free. And what happened? She paid for that reneging on her soul, and she was killed. She was killed by the wife. You see what I'm saying? You know. So this is what you did. This is what you dealing with. This is what you dealing with. This is what happened when you fucking renege on your soul path. A motherfucker then walked up to you and told you, "Hey, freedom is here," and you want to continue to be a slave, serving motherfuckers food and shit. Nah, that ain't how it's supposed to be. So she showed that beautifully in this movie. And I commend her for her service when she was here on the planet, putting in work. You see what I'm saying? Putting in motherfucking work for the people, for the realm. You see what I'm saying? For the God realm, for the solar realm. You see what I'm saying? So once again, we at war. Hell, we still at war. Hell, it's a cold war, like I told y'all. It's a covert war right now. We in the force. Yeah, it's a battle right now, even while I'm teaching you. Because I'm going against their system, their matrix. You see what I'm saying? Even this conversation is in the force because I'm up here teaching y'all something that I shouldn't be teaching y'all. But because I know y'all need this information, I'm going to tell you what it is. So in my vortex, in my force realm, and of course, the archons, y'all the boys and them don't like that shit because it's breaking down their matrix. These teachers, the teacher and all the other teachers who putting in work around the planet, then you know what it is. You see what I'm saying? They ask us, Marvin, what a war at? It's everywhere, but you don't see it. It's in your back room. It's in your bedroom when you in there by yourself, putting in meditating. And you see motherfuckers come in your room and try to attack you. Is in the woods when you walking by yourself and you feel the presence. And you know that presence means you home. And so you got to whip out your fucking lightsaber and fuck some shit up. Force choke their ass. You see what I'm saying? Is in your car when you driving and you pull over and stop because you just feel like something is wrong. Like something is there, but you can't explain it. It's always been there. The war has always been around you and inside you. You see what I'm saying? But they don't know this because it's a covert war. It's a cold war. You see what I'm saying? It's all around you. You see what I'm saying? In the back rooms, in the back alleys, in the shadows, the star seeds, the super soldiers, warring. Because we the real super soldiers. Hell, they just stole our names. They just stealing our names. We the real war dogs. You see what I'm saying? The real Avengers, the real Magi. You see what I'm saying? They just stealing our names and using our energies against us. So yeah. In the shadows, we war with the cabal, with the archons, day in and day out. You see what I'm saying? Just like Harriet Tubman war with these motherfuckers in her time. Just like Nat Turner, just like all the other motherfuckers who, a motherfucking Jedi who been warring with them. You see what I'm saying? So what the ships, they macabres. You see what I'm saying? Riding down the waters of life, which is Earth's meridians. You see what I'm saying? The rivers of life, the ley lines, her meridians. You see what I'm saying? So it's always been there. It's always been there. So don't let these motherfuckers fool y'all into thinking that we are not at war. We are at war. It's an invisible war, a secretive war, but it's happening. It was more physical back then because motherfuckers was overt with the shit that they was doing. Now they kind of got foxy with it. You see what I'm saying? They got covert with it. They don't want you to see what they're doing because you can't convince the rest of the world what they're doing if they don't see it. You see what I'm saying? They can only see it with this, the first eye. You see what I'm saying? So that's why they stopped fucking with, after World War II, they stopped doing overt warfare because motherfuckers was rising up to do something about that. They started dealing with covert warfare because they noticed that motherfuckers, as long as they can't see it, they ain't gonna do nothing about it. You see what I'm saying? So that was their trick. But the goddess Harriet Tubman, the Djedi-Goddess, Djedi-Goddess, put in work, showed you what it was, gave you a footnote on what happens when you listen to your force and do what needs to be done with your force. And she shows you're going to always come out on top no matter what happens. It's going to always be struggles. It's going to always be strifes. Sometimes it's going to be setbacks, but never give up. And you'll always win. You see what I'm saying? You're going to always come out on top of they shit. You see what I'm saying? Once again, they couldn't do shit with her. I keep preaching that. They couldn't do shit with her. You got an army full of fucking white archonic boys on a fucking horse, goddamn chasing down one lone woman, and they can't do shit with her because she protected by the force. She living in the force herself. And she making decisions guided by the force, and goddamn every time she do that, she come out on top. Even showed the scouter boy, who the scouter in the movie, y'all know who I'm talking about, who was watching her. When he seen her tap into the force, therefore he received that energy and it awoke in him. And he became one of the baddest fucking conductors next to her in the fucking revolution. You see what I'm saying? In the revolution. So that she's showing you back then. The revolution is always magical, not physical. It's magical first, and then you go do your physical works, your force missions through your magic. You see what I'm saying? Through the force. Not just physically. Don't everybody who lost their rebellions try to do it physically. They weren't doing it spiritually. See what I'm saying? They weren't letting their spirits and souls guide them. They was just doing it physically, and they got their asses kicked. So know the difference between the Jedi warriors and warrioresses who put in this work through the force, leaving you guidelines on how to do it yourself in this day and age. That's all it is, a guideline. She did it then, left the documentation, got the movie created, the grimoire created, so you can go and do what you need to do with your force once you learn to activate it, harness it, and wield it, and do what needs to be done. And there you go. That's pretty much where it is. So go out there, put in work. And I'm gonna come back tomorrow with the Magical Cold War lecture. So with that being said, are there any questions? Y'all give a shout out to the Djedi-Goddess, Harriet Tubman. Y'all give a shout out to her. Let her know what it is. Put it out there. For leaving y'all this guideline behind. This Jedi text of her life behind. And I've prophesied to come on war. Niggas don't believe though. Yeah, the war coming. Yeah, it's gonna become more and more physical as time goes on. I've been trying so hard this lifetime to free mofos. These niggas don't listen to and don't care. Yeah, they under a spell. You understand? These niggas, it ain't that they don't care, they under a spell. And it's a powerful spell, an arcanic spell. Hell, it was on them then. It's been on them for the last 400 to... It's been on for the last, I know, 6,000 years, but it's been super strong for the last 400 years. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Anna, they didn't put the whole truth in there. I freed the slaves to the north, past Canada, to the Garden of Eden. So you must have been her in her past life. Yep, there you go. I am Harriet reincarnated, and I asked them to make my movie on Facebook 4 months ago. Holler at me, God. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah. It's in your blood. They cannot kill the creed, as I always tell them. The creed is in your blood. It's in your soul. So, are there any questions before I get up out of here? So I can let y'all go to bed. Thanks, major shout out to more. No problem, man. This is what we do. I had to drop this Jedi. Couldn't let this Jedi fucking lecture go to waste. This Jed Grimoire. This Jed War. You see what I'm saying? This Jednomicon. You see what I'm saying? Go to waste. Shit, cause she showed you spirit first, soul first, everything else second. Soul first, body second. As I always say, soul first, body second. So any other questions? Later, my children are the only ones who truly understand me, and this is heartbreaking. They are all under 25. Yeah, later, shit. The kids coming back with the knowledge, with the science already embedded in their DNA. They didn't have to seek it as much as we did, because once we did our work as forerunners, their gateway open so they can come back free of having to work as hard as we did. You see what I'm saying? They coming back supernaturally gifted. You see what I'm saying? We came back naturally gifted, but they came back supernaturally gifted. So now they good to go. Any other questions? Well, all right. If there are no other questions, I'm Marvin Jones. Y'all put the word out. Let them know what it is. And I'm out. Peace.